Hi guys, welcome back. It's been a while yet again. And on this video we're gonna be putting back the head. Alright, so I just pushed the car out. As you guys can see, the condition of the car. There's cobwebs all over the place. I actually spent a bit of time and vacuumed up this engine bay. There were cobwebs all over the place. As you can see, it's still quite quite bad, but it's decent enough to actually get some work done. So we're going to start with the head. So the first thing I'm going to do is I had this covered. Right, so we're going to clean up this mating surface. As you guys can see, there's some stuff all over here, so we're going to use a it's called a Scotch-Brite pad, and we're going to try and clean it up. So let's get that done. Alright guys, the Scotch-Brite does not seem to be doing the job. So I've got a 500 grit sandpaper. I've got some sponge. Then I'm just going to wrap this around like so, and I'll use this to try and clean up the mating surface. Alright guys, so I cleaned up the area as best I could. Now I'm going to use my compressor and blow out whatever dirt particles there are, and I'll use a clean rag and wipe it down. Alright guys, so here we have the head fresh from 8VP, 8 valve performance, Sorrel and his guys. So it's done some work for me, as you can see. Beautiful beautiful flow job, you guys can see there. So ported, flowed, years old stuff is given. So we've changed out the springs. He's put a high rev kit for me. So apparently this head should be able to rev up to 8,000 revs, but I think it will be limited to about 7.5, but we'll see on the dyno. Okay, so ported, flowed, high rev kit. Also the exhaust valves have been changed. He changed out the exhaust valves. He says that these valves actually are much better for high revs. On the normal valve, if you rev it high, it tends to drop a valve. So yeah, I'm very happy with the work done. So guys, the block stock standard 2E, the head now is ported, flowed, high rev kit, change the valves, 298 cam. So also we've got your new head bolts, Victorines. Guys, I managed to get this from Midas, 250 bucks, very cheap. Very happy with it. Sorry for the leaf, I'm working under a tree here. We've got the L-ring head gasket kit here. So guys, why didn't I use the old bolts? So these are the ones I've taken out from the car. So let me quickly show you what happens to these bolts. Alright guys, so here I've got two of the new bolts, the Victorines, and here I've got one of the old bolts. So these are generally one-time These are one-time use bolts generally, and they generally stretch in the center. That's when you do the stretch. So it should be 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 30 Newton meters, 60 Newton meters, 90 degrees, and 90 degrees. So 90 degrees is generally what gives us a stretch, according to my knowledge. So how do you check if your bolts are stretched? So firstly, we'll take the two new bolts. So if you hold them next to each other, let's see if I can get this here. As you guys can see, these things are meshing quite nicely. You can't really see much gap between the teeth there. So that's how you know so if you put them the full length of each other, they mesh properly. But if I take the old bolt and I put that there, you guys can see the gap here. That's because the teeth are not aligning, because somewhere around here the teeth are actually stretched. So let's go towards the front. Towards the front you can see it's fine. Towards the middle, that's when the stretch starts. So guys, if you take your bolts and hold them next to each other, that's how you can see whether they are stretched. Just a quick tip. Alright guys, so here's your holding gasket right here. So if you look at the instructions that come with it, if you can see here, they've got a sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be your torquing sequence in the bolts. And if you look here, that's your torquing. Sorry, yeah, that's your torquing amount. So as I said 30, 60, 90, 90. It's actually 40 Newton meters, 60 Newton meters, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. There's one other thing there I meant to mention is, if you look here at the sheet, it does say right here, if you look, ABF, ADY, AGG, AKR, AEP 85/110 kilowatts. So this is a 2E. So yeah, as you guys can see, 2 liter 16 volts right there. So yeah, just if anyone wanted to see the specs for this, here we go. Alright guys, so for the installation of the head itself for the splines, I bought this from Adidas 6-bit fine spline bit set. I don't even know what the size of the spline is. Okay, as soon as it focuses, it comes out, and okay, it has this adapter, and you just put it in on your wrench and off we go. Alright guys, so here I've got my sheet and I've got my torque wrench. So my torque wrench, as you can see, focus, it is on 40 Newton meters, and we're going to go in this pattern here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So generally what you want to do, the best way you'd want to do this is on the top of the bolt. When you do the 40, 60, you're doing the 90. You take Tipex, you put it there, and then as you turn it 90, you'll see the Tipex will appear, so you know exactly which one you did. But I unfortunately don't have Tipex, so what I'm going to do is, as I do the 90, I'm just going to mark 1, 2, 3, 4. So everyone that has one stroke next to it, I know they have done a 90 degree. and then when I do the second 90 I'll put another second stroke there, so I don't lose the sequence what I've done there. Yeah, and I'm just going to use the torque wrench for my 90 degrees. Right, so let's get to it. One is here. We start with the 40 newtons. 40, 2 is straight above. Click. Okay guys, it's the next day and I'm back. So today we're going to be busy with the exhaust. So I've got the exhaust gaskets. You can see one is plain and one's got perforations. Generally the ones I've all used in the past, they have perforations on both sides. So I'm not really sure which is the front or back, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the shiny side against the head and let's see what happens. I'm also going to use this 5-gum exhaust assembly paste. I used it before, works quite well. Hopefully it will seal up any imperfections, gaps. So yeah, let's get to it. So just a quick update here. As you guys can see, I've got a beetle coil pack. That is what Saro recommended. Here's the old Peugeot 2-liter coil pack. So it's all connected. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start the car up on the Peugeot coil pack and then swap over to the beetle, and once that's running then I'm going to swap from Gotek to Dictator. So the reason for doing these steps is you don't want to make too many changes at once, because then fault finding is so much more difficult. At least this way I know that the car was running with this setup, and if the car does not start, we know that there's some other issue that we need to attend to, is most probably not the wiring or the coil pack or anything of that sort. So I don't want to make too many changes at once. Alright guys, thanks. Alright guys, so yeah, this is actually the correct sequence of events. As you can see, everything's back out, and so is my sump cover. So yeah, yesterday what happened after I finished shooting, I was busy wrapping stuff up and happened to drop 213 nuts into my cylinder head. I managed to fish one out and the second one dropped down. So I pulled the head out again, looked, and it was not there. It actually went down this hole here. Then I pulled out the PCV valve here. As you can see, there's the intermediate shaft right there. I pulled the entire thing out and this actually goes straight down there. Fell down, couldn't see anything, and this leads directly into the sump, thank God. So the only thing I had to do was pull out the sump this morning, and lo and behold, I found pieces of plastic in here. I think this is from the old PCV valve. They were brittle, and voila, the elusive nut. Also guys, there's tons of sludge in here, so actually luckily I did open this up so I can clean all this out. Also the gasket did have a slight leak, so it would have had to be done at some point. Unfortunately this cost me a whole lot more time and work, but yeah, guess better get things done the right way. So yeah guys, let me get to it. Okay guys, so the sump is all cleaned. I used a wire brush. Don't find it now. I used a wire brush on my drill and I cleaned up the mating surfaces. Then I used some carb cleaner, excuse my hands, cleaned up the entire pan, and I did the same on the block. Just looking at this here, there's indentations all over the bottom of the pan. Looks like something was knocking here. It's actually quite concerning. I am the second owner of this engine. I don't know, it is a second-hand engine. Everything looks fine underneath, but looks like there was some previous damage. It'd be interesting to know your guys' thoughts. Please comment in the comment section. You guys can see it is indented or dented, sorry. It's not just a paint that's scratched. It looks like something was knocking around here.